planning for the future. That's the fun part, right? Imagining, dreaming, planning so that you can bring something that is in your mind into reality. That's what we're talking about today around your business with Allison Rife Martin, CPA extraordinaire. Let's get into it. We're back with another episode of Wealth Building Made Simple, brought to you by Rife Martin CPA. And today, again, we have Allison Rife Martin CPA. What's going on, Allison?
No, not too much. It's the end of July, which means we're getting into August, which means we're starting to think about the future, which is next year, 2026. At least I hope business owners are starting to think about that because it's only a mere 5 months away to the end of the year.
Only a mere 5 months away. I have a great CPA that we have great quarterly meetings, and it helps me like project out where I'm gonna be for revenue. So I like these times of year because I'm pretty confident on where we're gonna end, and if we do better, it's great.
It's
So
even greater.
it's even
So,
yeah.
and I would say I'll throw out my fun thing to say is a rich tax. I know we're starting to think taxes too, or maybe we haven't started thinking taxes, but your tax return is but a report card, and you should always know the answer, and you should always get an A because you knew the answer. So
Because
tax returns should never be a surprise, as in your tax liability should never be a surprise.
I, I love it. So if I'm thinking about investing in something new, like buying a piece of property, buying another business, or investing in a new product line, doing a marketing campaign, like how do I think about that investment and how it flows on my financial report? Are there like some things I can run to model it out, or just how should I think about that in general when I'm approaching my balance sheet, my financial reports?
Well, so if you're thinking about investing in it after you already decided that it's, a good fit for growing your business, or the goals you're looking at, do you have the cash to buy it? If you don't, do you need to take out a loan? So I would go back and look at my balance sheet and say, I'm looking to buy $1 million piece of equipment. Do I have $1 million worth of worth of cash? And if I do have it, and I use that whole $1 million, what does that do to my overall cash flow for operations? So be thoughtful about that. Do I need to take out loans? Is my balance sheet strong enough that a banker will look at me and say, yep, Allison's the cat's meow. Let's extend her the loan. So those are the things that you would need to be looking at. Then once you make the investment, it's just a matter of recording it on the balance sheet and making sure you're working the plan to use it in a way to help you grow your business.
What are some key things that bankers are looking at when they're deciding? So let's say I have a balance sheet, I have income, I think I want to use a loan, but I have no clue. Like, I want to go to a banker, but I don't want to go to a banker blind, right? I don't want to just go there and, guess. I want to have a reasonable idea of like if I can borrow money and how much I can borrow. Is there a good exercise I can go through to look at and decide how much I might be able to borrow, right? That's just, you know, it's
So I mean, you got to actually have all three statements up to date. Make sure that you've reconciled everything correctly, and your books are in good and solid ship shape. So one of the things that I think the most important thing the banker looks at: are you profitable? Do you have a profit? And then what does your cash flow look like? And then they will do this one ratio they'll look at is debt to cash ratio. So like, or debt coverage ratio. So like, what's your monthly liability or monthly debt payments that you're currently making? Do you have enough cash flow to support it? And does it meet a certain ratio? Now, every bank is different with that, so I wouldn't want to give you a standard,
hmm
but you might want to see what is the average debt cash coverage ratio um, for this particular industry. And there's where benchmarking will come into play.
mm,
Can you do it? Are you in a really good and sufficient place to cover it? And if you're not, what do you need to do before you go approach the bank? Are you upside down in your loans? So like, let's say your uh, cash is $500,000 and you've got $2 million of debt. What's a banker going to say? Oh,
right, right.
They're going to be like, no, thank you. We will not invest in this. We will not extend loans. And investors would probably say the same thing too, you know? So those are the things to be thinking about. Look at your balance sheet in conjunction with your income statement and your statement of cash flows.
And I'm just throwing this in here as just a thing that I'm sure you know, but I'm just saying it for the audience. I was talking to my banker and looking at ideas for borrowing money, increasing line of credit. What can we do? And and I think one of the trends now is they're saying, hey, if you have a brokerage account for your business or personal, if you bring it over here, then it's going to make it more favorable for loans. And in my mind, I was going, I'm going to manage money way better than you guys. I'm not doing that. That's no, it's not, I'm not doing that. Right? I get signed as collateral, but it was shocking at the time. You got to bring it over here, and I was going, or I can just assign it, But I guess that's a
That's
new
the thing
tool they're
too.
using to.
Yeah, well, I was going to say the first off, I imagine that the banker wants you to bring your account over because A, it's easier to get access to the money if you can't pay. But B, it also, they want to make sure that, you have skin in the game. So by by using their banks and products and services, it's also a way for the banker to say, hey, we got you this loan. Let's get you into a money market account. Hey, we gave you this loan and money market account. Let's expand it into, oh, you're now starting to make $1 billion. Let's help you with some payment options for customers. I mean, it's just another great tool to get you to use more of their products and services as well too.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm sure more importantly, it all boils down to how quickly can they get their money because that's their goal.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I tend to be. I, t- I won't bash bankers. I bashed bankers in the last podcast episode, so I'll let them. I was gonna say it's just because their business model is trash and they just need other revenue sources because they can assign it as collateral. And anyway, that's
Right.
I'll I'll,
Yeah, but
I'll
but
refrain
that's
from
but
you.
I will say, they do serve a purpose. They are the reason, businesses are able to, help grow the economy by helping. Sometimes you need help with something to be able to build your business,
No, yeah, yeah, yeah.
so
No,
it's,
I,
I
I
mean,
am I'm pro banking. I'm just not pro banking in its current form because it's very extractive. It's very wasteful. The current banking system, right? That's more what I mean. And when you look at it and you break it down, you're going, this is why we're broke. But I love banking and I love bankers. I think
right.
just like education system needs to be reformed, healthcare system needs to be reformed. The banking system is in the process of being reformed so that we can get money flowing better, faster, on better rails. That's all I mean. I'm not.
Right. Oh no, yeah, no, I know what you mean. There's benefits to it. Sometimes there's just not enough, So
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
but just be thoughtful about when you're doing, just think about it before just be thoughtful about
Just
it.
be thoughtful about it. Yeah. Look at all your options. Talk. Make sure your CPA has you organized. Maybe if uh, and that was helpful to me. My CPA has me very organized. So when I had the conversation, it was easy. I was able to say, I like those terms. I don't like those terms. I'm moving on.
Exactly. And and one of the things, I know we haven't really even talked tax this entire month, which I suppose is, shouldn't we be talking some kind of tax in there somewhere? If you borrow the money, you asked, was there any benefit to borrowing money for my business? Yes, the interest is tax deductible. But again, what is it? Don't jump over $1 to save a dime. Don't take out a loan just so you can deduct interest. Make sure that the real purpose is to, it's going to help you make the money and build your business in the way you want.
And the interest is fully tax deductible, like the entire interest cost
There are maybe some limitations, but I mean that's
in
for
general.
another
Yeah.
longer discussion. But
Got it.
it's just there's some limitations on business interest expense depending upon a certain set of facts and circumstances. But we don't see, ain't nobody got time for that part today.
Well, let
So I'll
everybody.
just say it depends.
It depends. Classic. Let everybody know how they can reach you if they want to know the details of if it depends and works for them or not.
You can reach me at my email, info@rifemartinaccounting.com, or you can reach me at my website, rifemartincpa.com, and I would love to talk with you about this and any other topic. And thank you for making my birthday month completely fun.
Thank you for sharing on your birthday month. I hope you enjoy your 29th birthday.
Yes, exactly. All right, I'll talk to you later.
Talk
Have a
to you
great
later.
week.
You too.
Philip Washington Jr. is a registered investment advisor. Information presented is for educational purposes only and does not intend to make an offer or solicitation for the sale or purchase of any specific securities, investments, or investment strategies. Investments involve risk and, unless otherwise stated, are not guaranteed. Be sure to first consult with a qualified financial advisor and/or tax professional before implementing any strategy discussed herein. Past performance is not indicative of future performance.